Hi, let's try to understand how we can freeze cells in Excel. In this video, we'll learn how to freeze top row, the first column, and any row or column. Hi, my name is Ramesh. Welcome to Click for Knowledge. Please do subscribe and support. Always, I have taken a worksheet where I'll show you how we can use the freeze functions in Excel. When you analyze a large files, sometimes we need to freeze the first row or first column so that we can understand the topic, the heading, and so that we can read the data accordingly. In this case, we have product data for various segments and their price and the profit, etc. So if I want to analyze the data, I want to keep the blue color, the heading, and constant, so that when I go down, I can read it. You don't need to go up every time to see the heading. So in some cases, I want to see the segment in the first column, and when I move to right, I need to see it there. Otherwise, I have to check every time, go back to the same column and check the heading. So in this case, we use the first option to freeze, that is freeze top row. So when I apply the freeze top row options, you can see the first row has been frozen and it remains constant. So when I go down, it remains constant and the other values in the cells moves up. This freeze option is useful when you have heading and you want to see the heading every time when you go down. Let's unfreeze and then insert two rows above the data which we have it, and then let's see when we apply the freeze option for the top row, does it apply to the one which we have on the table or on the cell on the first row. So let's apply freeze top row. Now I have applied the freeze top row and I move it, the first row, the blank cells remain constant. This problem can be sorted out in the third options later on this video. Now let's learn how we can freeze the first column of the worksheet. In this case, I have highlighted in red the first column, which I want to keep it as constant when I move to the right side of the sheet. So for that, go back to view and then select third option, freeze the first column. So here the column has been frozen. So when I move the cursor on the right hand side, it's remain constant and the other cells moves towards the cell, the red color column. Using this method, you can easily freeze the first column of the sheet if you unfreeze it, and it becomes the normal view method. You can see if you move the cursor right hand side, it's the column also moves to the left. Third and the most important method. Here we'll try to learn how we can freeze any row or any column. Let's say I want to freeze the first row of this sheet. Back to the first column of the sheet, in this case it's A, and select the first cell below the heading. Go to view and select the freeze span. You can see the first row has been frozen. Now if you move down, the first row remained constant and the other rows just flows up. Keep in mind, if you want to freeze any of the row, the next cell should be selected before applying the freeze span. Let's say I want to freeze the top row and the first column. In this case, I need to select the second column just below the first row and apply the freeze span. Now if I move the cursors, top row has been frozen as well as the first column. Using this method, you can freeze any row or column. Here, the selection of the cell is the key. Now, let's unfreeze the cell and apply the first scenario where I have inserted a couple of rows and apply the freeze span. Initially, we saw that when we apply the freeze span for the top row, it was effective on the first row of the sheet. Freeze the top row of the table, the cell just below the title, and then apply the freeze span. What we are doing here, we are freezing all the rows above the selected cells. This can be done to any of the rows, but just need to select the next cell. Now unfreeze and see, we can use it for any row and column. For that, I am highlighting in yellow. Now select the cell below and go to view and click on freeze span. Any row or column before the selected cell has been frozen. So when we move down the cursor or towards the right, you can see those columns and the rows remain constant. I hope you liked this tutorial. Please share with your friends and also don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channels. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.